we are going to be talking about music and all the compositions that you have done for us and what you plan to do. And so our Kickstarter campaign, just so everyone knows, starts on February 1st of 2023. This is one of our first posts to promote it, and so we're excited to get started.
Yeah.
So the first thing I wanted to ask you was, can you tell us about how you started composing and how you found your passion in music?
Oh wow! I'm gonna make this the shortened version of it, or this. No. My mom and grandmother, when she was still alive, they used to think it was so cute when they would sit my 2-year-old self in front of my uncle as he would play his guitar. They said he was the best babysitter in the world. Because when you're 2, you're what? Torturing animals, you're pulling tails, you're eating dirt, you're learning how not to mess your diaper, all that fun stuff. I would sit there, and I have the attention span of a goldfish. And so, oh, look, a chicken. So I would sit there just and stare at him playing guitar until he stopped. And they thought it was cute. So they always say if they knew then what they know now, they would have had me started music a long time ago. My interest really grew. I don't know, probably elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's like, pick out an instrument. He wanted me to pick guitar. They didn't offer the guitar, so I picked a saxophone. So that's where I kind of learned how to read music.
So obviously, we're going to run into the big world dilemma about saxophone versus clarinet. And where I'm ending on this is going to be on the clarinet. Sorry.
I forgot, man. You are a is it a clarinetist? Is that how they?
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Because I'm confused because if I was a saxophonist and you were a clarinetist, I think calling someone a flautist is either like it almost sounds like an insult.
Yeah, flautists are people that just show off a lot. They flout it.
What's a piccolo player?
The piccoloist.
That sounds obscene.
Well, the piccolobulist.
a piccolobulist.
That's right. And then after they play, they go to Congress to tell them to change the laws. So it's a piccolobbyist.
Dude, I like piccolobbyist. It's nice.
We're going terrible. What's the next question you got?
Very good. I was going to ask you, other than picking up the saxophone, what accomplishments in music are you most proud of?
I would like to use the word that I'm most grateful for being part of or asked to do was I was 3 times in a row the Music China in Shanghai.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do they?
In my circle of family, not the entire family, my little immediate family, it was a big deal for me because I was the first one to ever leave the country. Canada doesn't count if you live in Detroit. That's just where a 19-year-old kid goes to get drunk.
You're saying voluntarily, not involuntarily leaving the country because of being chased away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Ever since the underpants incident, I'm not allowed back.
Boy, it's a rough.
No, it was a really big ordeal for me because I was passport. Wow, you have to be invited here. You just can't say, hey, I want to go to China. Let's get a passport. No, there's a process. And the work visa, which is still good until 2027. So I know I'll be going back.
Yeah.
And just going there and experiencing just a bunch of amazingly just wonderful people doing their best to make a living just like us, and seeing what absolute BS that we get fed over here as just normal citizens, as artists, as just as spectators about how other cultures live and how other countries exist. It was a big eye opener for me. I was very, very grateful, and we're really eternally grateful to be able to do that. But just experiencing musicians from all over the world in one spot and hearing all different types of music and their interpretations of those types of music, as opposed to what I thought they were supposed to sound. It blew my mind. It was amazing.
Culture and music and bringing everyone together. Can you expand on that?
Yes, like it was very, very to the point. Art in general is the only truth we have left. It's the only truth we have left, because you can say whatever you want, whatever's on your mind, whatever you're angry at, whatever makes you happy, sad, livid. You can tell the truth by lying through your teeth with music, or vice versa. But it is the only truth that we actually have, a universal truth that we have left. Because a person who doesn't speak a lick of Japanese can hear a composition that someone from England did, and it can bring them to tears, and they don't even know what it's about. That is powerful. That goes beyond anything that can be written or read or spoken.
It's a good point, because music based in math, but there's an underlying issue with math. Is there truth inside of that without an emotional connection? Because you get into quantum mechanics, and it's all about probability. So yeah, it's about
if you dip in that deep doing music, I mean, I always joked with a lot of my high school teachers and from college professors, and I said I suck at math, and they said you may suck at it, but you're good at it. I'm like, no, I'm not. You cannot be a musician and not be good at math. Your mind is doing mathematical calculations that are beyond your comprehension to be able to do what you can do. I'm like, okay, well, that's great. I still suck at math.
But everything I make is in 4/4 time. Everything is in 4/4 time.
Absolutely. What's a waltz?
What is this waltz?
See, that's my favorite. I grew up in ballet, so I was always like about the waltz and not 4/4 time.
Dude, 3/4 time and 6/8 time are the shit. I mean, just all that. It's just anything. Just to give you guys a little interesting tidbit of one of my favorite compositions. My favorite modern composer. If there's anyone, I'm not a person that has idols or worships anyone or, oh my God, you're so amazing. I've never been like that. There are a few that I really admire for their creativity, and there are a few that I would be awestruck if I absolutely did meet them. Hans Zimmer is one. Danny Elfman is the other.
Oh.
In the movie Gladiator, the very opening scene, Ridley Scott directed it. Fantastic movie. The cinematography is amazing. But Hans Zimmer went to Ridley Scott and said, I want to try something. I want to try a waltz during the battle scene. And Ridley Scott looked at him like he was, what? Do you have a closed head injury? What are you talking about? This is a battle scene. It's got to be And he's like, trust me on this. And if you go back and you watch that battle scene, it's like it's like, holy shit, this is intense. I can't imagine it being in 4/4 or any other time signature other than you can actually grab your partner and start doing a waltz in your kitchen to the most horrific, gory battle scene ever open up a film. Because the score is just gorgeous. I love contradiction. I'm a big fan of making think something's going to happen and then totally throwing you off the boat.
Yeah.
I just excuse the analogy. It's kind of cruel. No, but I love to take a listener thinking they know where they're going, and then they wind up in their word. How the hell did I get here?
So Jeff, with all that in mind, the project we're working on is not just a video game. It's an exploration of art, and it's really a different way of looking at things. So how do you fit all that philosophy and that passion you have and all the stuff that you've seen from Gladiator and Ridley Scott and all these things to tie into the music that you're thinking about for the very experience you're trying to create?
A good visual and a brief explanation of what the artist's interpretation is. I'll take that and I'll tackle it in two different ways. I'll tackle it in the way that I was asked to. Then I will completely ignore everything you said.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
But the lesson, it's an interesting lesson that I was actually taught. I'm actually looking at my name, Hinkleman Kringleberry, and cracking up. I'm trying not to laugh. I had to be a smartass. No, a number of band leaders that I've been fortunate enough to work with. I've always taken something back. I'm not tangenting. I'm coming back to what you asked. I've always taken something from them and learning from them. And many of them have all said one thing that kind of stuck out, and that is, I want you to learn these arrangements note for note, bar for bar. Then I want you to completely ignore everything you just taught yourself. And I want you to do what you think would sound good. And at the end of that, not only will you retain what they wanted you to learn, but you have your own swerve on it. You have your own interpretation of it, and it just makes the performance all that much more enjoyable for everybody. So applying that to what you just asked, it would be I want to know exactly what you're thinking. I want to know exactly what your thought process was when we were presenting this particular piece for the project at hand, for this part of the project. I will make up something that will be more than satisfactory. Then I will completely abandon that idea in my head, not the project, in my head, and then I'll do something completely different. And then I'll bring it back, and we'll see if we can mold them together, or to see if you like one or the other, or if hearing both makes you think of something different in a different direction to go in.
So we're gonna show some, or let some people listen to some of the samples that you've already created, so people get a flavor of your composition style, and it is pretty terrific. It really is, the stuff. And so we're weaving that into part of our story, so people can get a little excited about what's happening. And that's really what we wanted to talk to you tonight about celebrating world music and celebrating kind of what you thought and making some jokes. Did we make any? I don't know.
I tried.
Gotta work.
A few.
Yeah.
Got down in flames.
So I know you got to run. You have any few more questions you want to ask, Jeff?
I just wanted to ask, specifically for the samples that you have already made for us, what were some of your biggest influences?
Imagery, a description of. I'm a huge fan of Asian compositions. I'm a huge fan of Middle Eastern instruments. So sometimes I'll use I'm not being politically correct here when I say Oriental scales, but if you still look at some programs, it actually still says that. So I'll take some scales from different cultures, and I'll use instruments that they might not even know what they are, to get my point across. Like for instance, I love combining. I combine bagpipe with Indian and Middle Eastern percussion, with a regular bass guitar and a piano, and was flushing out just for giggles a Zeppelin song with it, and I'm like, this is so cool, because it was just mash of. I wish these cultures could just jam together, So when I'm presented with something with this project, I'll approach it from an area that is completely left field, on purpose, even though I'm maybe specifically being told what to do. I'm listening, but I'm also don't care. But I say I don't care. It's not out of stubborn resilience. It's out of creative exploration.
It's a creative process.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited. I'm glad you're part of the group, part of the team. Can make some amazing stuff. I will say the last thing, McCall, you probably don't know, but one time, Jeff and I, we met. We were in Europe and we were in Germany, and we were going through the dark forest. There's a cemetery, and it's actually where Mozart was buried.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and he has a tomb, and there's a light coming from it, and we could walk down into it. And Jeff said, "Let's do it." And I said, "Let's go." We go in, and there is Mozart right there in the tomb, furiously doing something on a piece of paper. We get closer, and he's erasing his music, And Jeff says, Mozart, what are you doing? He looks back and says, don't bother me. I'm decomposing.
Oh my gosh.
And it was this evening's session of who the hell is Jeff and why are we asking him so many questions?
Thanks for talking with us, Jeff. It was great.
I'm deep. Dude, did you make that up on the fly?
You know what?
You probably did.
It's living the life.
Next, we're gonna have a book of dad jokes.
Hey.
How many?
It's like any joke I tell, just because I'm a dad, it becomes a dad joke. They are not. They are awesome jokes. Jeff, thanks so much for your time. Go forth and do your stuff tonight, and we will talk later. But thanks, and thanks to everybody watching. And we're going to have Jeff's bio on our website. We have all of our information there. If you want to know more about Jeff, we'll have links to some of his stuff too, and you'll be able to hear some of his compositions as well. So thanks a lot, man.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Well, I think that went pretty good.
Yeah, and we're just 20 minutes, so I'll stop that.
So, well, you don't have to leave. We're still talking to people.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
We are still talking to people. Oh my gosh.
So McCall, what's next?
So what is next? Our campaign officially starts on February 1st
Yeah.
of 2023.
Mm.
It is our Kickstarter campaign, and we are kicking it off. And the first step to do is, if you are interested in following our journey and joining us for the ride, because we are Bicycle Guy Studios, you can subscribe to our email list, and you will also see on the link provided some of Jeff's examples that we talked about. He has two. One is called Red Dragon, and Last Lab to Shanghai.
And we'll have the link on bicycleguystudios.com. So just go to the website, click it, and you'll see all the info that McCall's talking about. And you can find us in all the socials, right?
Yes, most of them.
Most of them. Well, we avoided like Madagascar.
And Snapchat.
I don't know anything. Whatever, you know. But you're doing dancing on TikTok.
I'm gonna try. I was classically trained in ballet, but I'm not necessarily trained in TikTok.
I'm thinking that maybe I'll get my little my ventriloquist dummy out.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, his name is Willie Talk. Yes. Well, okay. It was my great Christmas present when I was like 4th grade.
Oh, that's
It
awesome.
was the top Christmas present of all time.
That's awesome.
Willie
See, I had
Talk.
a marionette, and it was like a little green and purple cat. But I don't think I still have it though.
Okay, so that's the scoop for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. You've met Jeff. You'll meet the rest of the team, and we're going to keep posting information and posting stuff for you so you can see our progress. But the Kickstarter campaign is coming soon, so please stay in touch. Check out the website and find us on all the socials except for, what did we say, Madagascar, Face Madagascar, and what was it, Snaptoe. We're not doing the Snaptoe.
Yep.
Can you snap your toes?
I actually can. I did dance growing up.
Can you pick up a tennis ball? With
Yes,
your
I
foot?
can. Wow. The yarn stuff too.
Oh, we're gonna have so much stuff for you.
I'm gonna be on Feet Finder. I'm just kidding.
That's so disturbing. And that's a whole part of the dark web I want to talk about. So
We're not on that channel.
No, bad news. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.